Oh, and she freaking loves ice cream. I am on a journey to get to Platinum Trophy in every single Borderlands game, and I can't believe how close I am. Borderlands 3 DLC has some of the best and some of the worst in the entire series. We love our Siren girlies, but I already played Amara in the other video. Normally DLC video means DLC character, but there isn't one. So everyone say hi to Mose the Gunner. She has Iron Bear, a mech that I can climb inside of or fight alongside as a teeny tiny meat shield. Well, metal shield I guess. The Handsome Jackpot, a giant space casino owned by an attractive guy, has everything you could ever need and make sure you won't even consider leaving. And Moxie spills the tea that Jack, her ex-husband, stole the idea from her, and when he died it went into lockdown, trapping everyone inside for years. So we are taking it back by 4. I find all in Alan gambling away everything he owns, and I need to get rid of his bad luck. So I find one guy who got his arm stuck in between 2 machines and starved to death, and we take his lucky horseshoe. That does not sound lucky to me. I then take a lucky silver skag and a hat off more corpses and take them back to Alan, and we still lose. That's it, we need to get his lucky Jabberfoot back. So I go take out the golden bullion, but we still can't find the Jabberfoot, so we take his instead. We roll one more time and hit that jackpot, baby. We're in the money. I then find my first blackjack chest. These are so cool. You can literally play 21 with them. The better the gamble, the better the loot, but I can't use any of it. My first build is all fire, so if it doesn't burn, it bins, which was a terrible idea, and you'll see why soon. I hear a familiar voice screaming, so I go and save the day. The enemies are robots though, meaning they are resistant to fire. You know, my whole thing. I am not a clever man, but I am a stubborn one, so I literally fight fire with fire here. Finding another blackjack chest, rolling a 21 exactly, getting ding, trophy, and thank God, because that's straight RNG. And speaking of RNG, I get a legendary class mod, but I can't use it because it's for Amara. And that voice from earlier, it's not Jack, it's actually Timothy, one of his body doubles. He has been getting hunted because his wristband gives him clearance to the restricted section. I've got no idea if he's the same doppelganger from the pre-sequel, but I'll just pretend he is. Timothy gives me a corrosive weapon, which of course I can't use, but that just shows more robots, it's gonna be a nightmare. Especially these hot loaders. Oh my god, I am dumb. But speaking of hot things, I do find Mr. Torg's exclusive explosive flavor, and we need to destroy them all before he can get sued. I give Moxie a call, it goes well, ending with every person's dream as Moxie finishes inside me. Oh my god, what does that even mean? And Timmy Time tells us he has a bomb in his head, so the codes we need to remove the lockdown and the bomb are in Jack's tower. So it's heist time, baby, and we need a crew. Well, after a short trip to our favorite place, Sagua City, I get a call from Sandy Cheeks who wants us to do some explosive fishing and put those fish in her sister's bar. And because it's so smelly, everyone leaves. And Leah, the sister, gives us a call for revenge. We go back to Sandy's bar, we hack her machines so everyone wins and she goes bankrupt, sending the debt collector to take her out. But we decide that's a bit far, so we take out the robot instead and repair their family. Our first member of the heist crew is Ember, and hey, I'm already the fire girl. You know what, she's hot, she can stay. And I have to get her tools so she can join us. I blow up a pretty boy statue, which is actually his name, it's the little mob boss. Oh, and I fall to my death. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I find our next crew member, Freddy, with Ember's ship, La Femme Brûlée. He's a robot maker and he wants us to free his friend, and it is chaos, but the build's coming together, so I can actually fight back now. I saved the robo that we'll never see again. I grabbed the tools for Ember. Now we just need one final person for the crew. The difference maker, the one that'll make the impossible possible. The tailor, the guy that makes jacksuits. I'm not sure if this is a Kingsman or John Wick situation, but I guess we'll find out as we head to Trash Landis. The tailor is now the mayor, and he says he'll help us if we help him save the city. Trash Landis is actually in the trash compactor, and Pretty Boy's trying to turn us all into one of those Wally cubes. I stumble across the scrap trap nest, which would be horrifying and a little bit cool if I didn't remember the absolute nightmare that the Borderlands 1 DLC was, having us get those collectibles. So it just pissed me off, I wiped them all out. Freddy has an idea how we can save the city. I find a constructor's eye, I grab a few power cells and make a crab looking clap constructor who reinforces the jammed gears areas where we fight off waves of robots, but we run out of time, so the Clapstructor sacrifices himself, throwing himself into the gears. Well, I say sacrifices, he survives actually, he's just kind of stuck welded there forever, which sounds horrifying, so let's not think about it. The gang all together now, we play out a heist scene from a movie. I love this so much. First we grab the blueprints to turn off the Death Star lasers, then we need the perfect fire weapon for Ember to melt through the door, and now it's where the suit comes in. There's a security door that can only open to Jack, just like the bunker in Borderlands 2, and Timmy Time looks the part, but he needs to dress the part too, so I take out the handsome lads wearing Jack's old suit. Tim does his best Jack impression, gets us into the casino core, but he does get captured by Freddy, who's actually working for Pretty Boy the whole time, so I blow up another Pretty Boy statue. I kinda grind the rail here, but then I can't get out to save my life quite literally, so boom, boom, boom. I suppose I could have teleported out. Ah well. Pretty Boy uses Tim's wristband to activate the Fabricator. It makes 1,000,000 robos, so we have to fight them all off. And can I just say, fighting a boss fight where they are resistant to the only element you can use is a terrible idea. Don't do this. I get dropped so many times, and I'm pretty much relying on Baby Bear to save me here, but it just dies in one hit, so I have to keep doing laps around the place till it respawns. And my reward for surviving this hell is dropping a legendary that I can never use, and I take out the power lines to the Death Star laser. I meet up with Ember and fight our way to the blast door as she burns her way through into the VIP tower, and then I take out a fancy lad for a crew mission, stealing his clothes, and blow up the final Pretty Boy statue, getting ding trophy. Wow, it's been a while since I had that sweet ding of a trophy. Oh my god, I'm addicted. And if you are too, you can like and subscribe. Terrible, but I'll keep it. And it's time to take on Freddy the Traitor. Although he probably should have made himself a mech suit if anything. He's super weak to fire, so I melt him like a candle in Mount Doom. His robo lads, on the other hand, do avenge him, sending me to that oh so familiar blue tunnel in the sky, and blowing up the last of the spicy swords gets me ding trophy. Time for Pretty Boy himself. And speaking of mechs, he has Jackpot, which is cool as hell, man. A giant Jack mech, and it's resistant to fire. I swear, if I had a single brain cell, I would have used any other skill tree for this DLC. When I do enough damage to Jackpot, it gets downed, and Pretty Boy pays a microtransaction to fix it, and it gets up and keeps fighting. This happens a few times until he goes bankrupt, and it takes his blood instead, making the Jackpot super aggressive, but a red health bar. That means in theory weak to fire, so I take him out, getting a bunch of legendaries I can't use. And Pretty Boy's last action was sending the entire casino towards a black hole. I can't stop it without Timmy's clearance, and there's no time to get him out of his cell, so he takes it into his own hands. Well, wrist I suppose, saving us, and Moxie clears everyone's debt. Timmy does the Breakfast Club, rolling our credits, getting ding trophy. And with the main story finished, let's take a little trip to Side Quest City. I go say hi to the Clap Constructor, tell him the good news, getting ding trophy, and I go hunt down the rest of the fancy boys for their clothes, getting ding trophy, and I find this poor woman who's trapped in the caviar storage room. That's all they could eat for years. So we make them a peanut butter and jam sandwich, which is an American thing, but now I'm actually curious to try it. Oh, and she freaking loves ice cream. Finally, I need to get a super rare enemy to spawn in. It literally involves closing the game, opening it again, seeing if they're there, rinse and repeating. 20 freaking minutes later, the Deck Collector Mark II. I take him out, getting ding trophy, the rarest one in the DLC, and finishing the 100%, the Bounty of Blood. Welcome to the wild, wild west of Gehenna. I meet Rose, who might just be the love of my life, a tattooed cowboy girl. What chance did I have? We fight our way to town alongside her pet dinosaur. A new DLC means a new skill tree. This time I embrace my fast and furious side, using all Vladoff weapons and a giant minigun on Iron Bear that I can actually climb inside now and use. Rose's dino was ambushed, so she puts it out of its misery. Cold as ice. Sexy, sexy ice. We then go our separate ways. I head to the tavern, take out the music, punch a drunk man, and do other things to the unconscious man's body, allowing me to meet the chef. sheriff. He tells us about the local gang, the Devil Riders, who are actually attacking right now, trying to get the obsidian stone for big ass rock, led by their leader, the big bad butcher Rose. That's right, she's a bandit leader. She got even hotter. The sheriff tries and fails to duel her, so she takes him out and teleports the rock away. Ding, trophy. I find Juno the new sheriff, and I'll let her introduce herself because she's nothing like her Overwatch counterpart. She gives us her ride, so I use it to fight a big ass dino as I head to the Devil Rider hideout. I crash the party, cutting their celebration short. Oh, and they're live, and I'm trying to figure out where the big rock went and what they're trying to do with it, bringing me to Cormish, who I shoot in the face 1,000 times, dropping me a legendary I can't use, but the stone is gone, so we free a prisoner telling us it's actually an egg, getting us ding, trophy. I fight through the forest to find Oleta, the wicked witch. She tells us that Rose has loaded up a train with core. I don't know what that is or what it does, but I'm sure we don't want them having it. So it's time for a good old-fashioned train robbery, after I fall to my death not once, but twice trying to get one of the crew challenges. So a change of plans, I blow apart the track. Instead of a robbery, it ends up being more like a Omni-Man train massacre. Then a big ass, to be honest, I don't really know what this creature's supposed to be, attacks, but whatever it was is now dead, dropping 2 legendaries, neither I can use, and the conductor tells us he was going to Rose's facility, and Juno knows where that is. Ding, trophy. Before the mining town, there was an evil company who made monsters, so they probably made the egg. Juno activates some old teleporters and sends me on my way. The facility is full of bandits and the quartermaster in his mech, and I'm starting to think this build might be broken, and it's about to get even more broken because I get a legendary I can actually use, as the egg is teleported away again. Ding, trophy. I meet up with Juno, we chase after Rose, and we have to blow our way inside, but just watch this. Wow, I might just be him. Time to redeem myself fighting Rose. I light her up with 1,000,000 bullets, but the ruiner is born, and like the heroic hero I am, I immediately run the hell away. Whoopsie daisy, I didn't mean that. I melt it with Iron Bear, and I was expecting a phase 2 or something here because it just goes down so easily, but no, roll credit. So I get the keys to a vault, a bunch of money, and a ding, trophy. Even more legendaries, making this build even more broken, and we get time to enjoy it as we head to our favorite holiday destination, Side Quest City. I meet a snake oil salesman that says for the small price of all of my money, he'll give me a weapon that will kill any foe in a single round, and since he seems super nice and trustworthy, I agree. Of course, it's a complete scam, but he's nowhere to be seen. I have to track him down with my receipt made out of bullets, but no matter how hard I huff and puff, we can't blow his house down, so we use an artillery strike instead. I then get revenge on Reaper Jones. No idea who that is or what they did, but either way, I build the Meat Man, a horrifying monster, on his corpse and light it on his porch and light it on fire. They're very different things. He begs for mercy, getting us ding, trophy. And for the final cleanup, call me a big ass space rock because I'm taking out the dinosaurs. Ding, trophy, and ding, trophy. Guns, love, and tentacles. Amazing concept for a DLC. Not great execution, unfortunately, because Hammerlock and Wainwright are getting married and we are invited. So let's go see our guide. It is Gage. I love Gage so much, but I will say I don't remember her being so young. I'm definitely wrong about this because I always am, but I swear she was older in Borderlands 2. New DLC, new skill tree for the Master Blaster Bear build, and this is so much fun. It's exploding everything. I get to the lodge and meet Mancubus Bloodtooth, the evilest sounding man you'll ever see, or hear, I guess. Ding, trophy. I help with the party planning, putting up 100 balloons before going off to meet Wainwright in town. He's having second thoughts because he feels like he isn't good enough for Hammerlock. This is shortly interrupted when we're attacked by a cult. My boom build includes a flacker, the legendary shotgun, basically a wall of explosions, and I think it's a little bit too effective, taking me out half the time. We're just in time to stop a human sacrifice by murdering the humans instead. Don't think about that too much. I then fight Vincent, one of the cult leaders. He's tanky as hell, but taking him out frees the person inside he was possessing, and a ring latches onto Wainwright. Deathtrap carries him to the safety of the lodge while I blow up the town square alongside the followers, and we can't actually remove the ring, so I find the detective Burton Briggs at the cemetery. He's been cursed with amnesia, but he knows the archives might be able to tell us stuff that he has forgotten. So I head to the library, and whoever smashed Lovecraft and Borderlands together deserves a kiss on the forehead. head. Mwah. Chef's kiss. I'm not a chef, but you can still have a kiss. We find records of scientists. They found ancient runes, and discovering this leads us to the empowered scholar. That I blow the hell up. One issue though is that they have an invincibility phase that I need to break. But what goes up must come down, and come I did. Round 2, I had enough of this crap. I switched to the flacker. The room explodes, taking them out and myself. Like Arthur Morgan dying in the sunset, I lay upon the legendaries. They drop a recording that I take back to the lodge, and I listen to every single word that it says. For real though, they found the eldritch monster heart that is controlling them, so in theory we blow up the heart, we save the day. But I then have to do a trial by combat, which honestly I maybe took a little bit far. I think they were hoping for hand to hand, and I took boom 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 instead. I earn the respect of the leader that tells us of the cursed mountain. This guy is basically Craven the Hunter, and I really love it. Especially him and Hammerlock fangirling over each other because they're both famous adventurers, and Hammerlock comes alongside us to find and hunt Wendy the Wendigo. And honestly, I was expecting a Wendigo like Until Dawn, but instead we get this deer looking thing like that one Elden Ring fight. Instead of using a broken bleed build, I use a broken explosive one instead. I finished the fight getting ding trophy. The Wendigo pieces open up the path through the mountain to the abandoned doll research station that has massive turret. The flacker is perfect for this. A wall of explosion, bigger the target, bigger the boom, they go down quick. I can take out countless enemies easily, but give me a bridge, I'll find a way to fall off it. The research station is actually a ship. It has files locked away, so I summon Deathtrap to hack into them while I protect them. The one scientists, now cult leaders, actually used this ship to power up pieces of Galafeyan's heart. I googled the crazy name expecting it to be a reference, but nope, just gibberish. I take the heart piece, I give it to Deathtrap, which powers him up, but it's too much for the little guy, so it fries him. R.I.P. Deathtrap, you will be missed. Yes, your AI was always a mess, but you are still very cool. We then get attacked by an empowered Grawn? That a Lovecraft thing? No, more googling, more gibberish. I can't do any damage to this thing because of the giant shield, so I'm forced to run until Deathtrap comes back to life, destroying the shield and letting me do the rest. Look how happy I am trying to high-five my favorite robo guy. Wainwright is losing his mind at this point as Hammerlock screams down the phone. I race back to the lodge to find them both missing. So I go into town looking for clues and get absolutely annihilated by something. What the hell even hit me? The town is overrun with cultists trying to protect their leader, so I use my new electric ball shotgun and my boom boom blah 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 blah. So I use my electric ball shotgun and my boom boom bear to take them all out whilst Deathtrap opens a path to Heart's Desire. I enter the meaty cellar taking on Tom and Jam Sandwich. They sure took a lot of explosions. I shoot these boxes to solve a puzzle, but my weapon's set to sticky mode, so it's 2 explosions actually fucking up the puzzle for me. This took me far too long to figure out I was the idiot. I am really not the smartest cookie in the shed. I delve deeper into the mushy hell, sliding down a meaty tube until I find Eleanor and the heart. This fight is an absolute grind because Eleanor doesn't do much damage, neither do I, so we just keep going round and round. You'd think the flacker would be perfect against a giant heart, but it does basically nothing. There's no close calls here, no interesting moments I can cut to, literally just 10 minutes of me going in circles hitting the same button until eventually cultist couple are now mortal and dying together, and the lovers are reunited and sick of waiting, so we marry them on the spot, getting ding trophy. You know where we're going, say it with me now. SideQuest City! The first one has us fighting Easter. He gets stronger every time we fight him. I do again. I was expecting him to become a raid boss, and technically he gets the invincible name, but like Mark, it's almost ironic. I swear I do more damage to myself, he just can't hit me. I feel like I'm doing a magic build in a Souls-like, he can't catch me. Enough explosions later though, they gave up. Now it's time for probably the best side quest in all of Borderlands. And no, it's not Face McShooty. We find out what happened to the detective and what it is that he's forgetting. We fight our way through a haunted house and defend a girl from demons. She says her name is Iris and then vanishes, leaving behind a picture of the two of them together, his daughter. We then get dragged into the past. We're fighting off demons until it's revealed that Iris was taken by the cult. Now that Burton remembers, he gets to say one final goodbye with his daughter where he apologizes for not being strong enough to save her as she passes over to the other side. That's actually so sad, man. Ding trophy, I guess, as Burton sobs quietly to himself. And from the best side quest, are probably the worst in this DLC. We have a talking fish that'll say a silly little sea pun. We have to listen to every single one of them. Doesn't sound too bad. On average, it'll take 120 attempts of closing the game and reloading it to hear every single one of these jokes before you can get ding trophy. I'm just glad it's over. Psycho Krieg and the fantastic Flustercluck. We're heading straight into Krieg's brain box with this one to search for something called Valhalla. It's immediate chaos and I almost die in one hit, so I run into my mech. New DLC, new build. I use a melee one because that seems very Krieg. I am just a bit too little, as you can see here, the perfect example. I just can't reach. Inside his mind there is Smurf Krieg, who's the sane one, and Fanta Orange Krieg, who is the crazy one. And we need to find out exactly what makes a psycho. We have to find Krieg's iconic accessories to open up the path. Ding trophy. Look at my silent confusion when I get a full chest of legendaries. We need his buzz axe, so we fight through waves of brain spiders, and if you want to sleep tonight, don't think about that too much. I blow the flesh horn and assault the meat castle, which sounds like the strangest statement I've ever said, but I guess that's sort of the point really, isn't it? I then come across an evil Brick and Morty who I punch 1,000 times in the face until I'm forced to go over to my super secret shoot him in the head till he stops moving technique. Morticians hate this one simple trick. I then find the first crew challenge where I have to shoot the glowing orbs in time, which are random words that Tannis can use to make up a psycho dictionary. Speaking of crazy, I shoot down the moon and catapult it at the castle to blow a hole inside where I fight evil Lilith. And you'll notice here I got sick of the Mr. Punchy Pants build, so I switch over to lasers instead before doing it the old-fashioned way. And this is so hectic, but as always, I'm on top. Well, kinda. I take her out getting ding trophy, but taking myself out in the process. I do this a lot, huh? Buzz axe in hand, I come across Maya. She's still alive and kicking, at least in Krieg's head. That's until a sentient train by the name of Locomobius steals her. I pick up the Siren book, which helps me do some hardcore parkour, and begin tracking her down after playing Wordle again, and again until I make it to Maya and the Locomobius. That's right, there's a fucking boss fight with a train. The fat conductor's got a Glock. Although if anything, it's more like Subway Surfers. I just step from side to side, avoiding it until I can slowly do enough damage, getting ding trophy. This entire DLC is a hot mess and I love it. We then go back in time to a Hyperion prison where the Psycho was created. Krieg was caught and experimented on, so here we go into a memory to put a stop to anyone else getting tortured. We take out the Ward Watcher, we do some more Wordle, and we get into the cells because anyone that survived the torture was left here to die or go crazy. So we give them some peace by murdering them in cold blood. I get revenge on the mad Hyperion scientist Dr. Benedict because this is where Psycho Krieg was born. I actually like this a lot. The psycho side of Krieg was created as a coping mechanism to get him through all this trauma and make him survive no matter what. Ding trophy. And we get the final accessory, the mask. We've placed the pieces on this gold Krieg statue that opens the path to Valhalla, but with the vault, of course, there is a monster, the Psycho Reaver. Although I almost feel sorry for him here. He waddles after us like a toddler, never quite catching up, and then when he does become massive, it just makes his head easier to hit, to do stupid amounts of crit damage. This might be the easiest Borderlands game I've ever played, honestly. I keep waiting for it to get hard, but instead we just get ding trophy and roll a credit. Both sides of Krieg, the sane and the crazy, both embrace like Scott and Nega Scott. And you know where we're going by now. Side Quest City! Welcome to the weirdest quest I've ever done. We do our best Homelander impression here, drinking mother's milk. That's it. That's the quest. What the fuck? And then the second weirdest SQC, we just keep scratching Krieg's back and he loves it until he finishes. Ding trophy, I guess. We're nearly there now. The director's cut. We're helping Ava launch her murder mystery podcast, Mysterious Lair. We get to the first crime scene with Lorelei and we look for clues, interview witnesses. Ava is positive that it must be something paranormal because that's where the content is. Hey, whatever gets you the views. Like and subscribe. Like any good-hearted citizen would, I kill countless people tracking down the criminal. And he tries to make a run for it, but luckily this is not my first rodeo. I take a right and try and cut him off. Just one problem though. With us both turned into spaghetti and one train driver traumatized for life, case closed. I'm sure the next zombie ghosts though. There is a missing persons case. I team up with Clay, do some pest patrol and investigate where I find a hidden door. Maybe a ghost put it there. I fight fight off anyone in our way in the pursuit for justice, although I do bear myself to death for justice. I get revenge on the gravekeeper and find the victim's body. He was shot in the face, maybe a ghost did it. The basement shows he was a conspiracy theorist that took his own life. I don't think I can say that. Popped his own clogs. The next crime scene is a bloodbath. There's no body, but there's a kidney, or maybe it's an ear. Either way, I take out enough gags to put the victim back together piece by piece like a jigsaw. With the head still missing, I take out a few bandits and myself. How many times is that? That gives us a lead, taking us to the tomb's entrance. Ava comes with, using her siren abilities to open the door, and we hear the voice of the seer, who sounds terrible, I guess, because it drops us for some reason. A few moments later, let us get back to our feet. But Ava is gone. She's missing, leading to the most confusing 5 minutes of my life because the room's supposed to be super foggy, whilst you hunt for Ava wandering around the mist. But in Iron Bear, I can see perfectly fine, so I can see she's not there. I think when you walk close enough, the game spawns them in. Because I could just see they weren't there, I had no idea what to do or where to go. Eventually though, she reappears for some reason. I come across Vasir. He is an absolute tank. Just getting through his first shield took over 10 minutes, and then he just gets it back again like it's nothing. Putting me back to the beginning, I decide I need a new build and a new strategy. I come back in doing so much more damage that when he does get his shield back, it doesn't make me want to cry, because I used my electric mech to take out the seer for good, putting an end to the story. Case closed, podcast finished, ding trophy. And now it's time for the easiest raid boss in Borderlands history. Hemovorus the Invincible, a Varkid that every time you take them out they grow bigger and stronger, which isn't really saying much because it doesn't even look like a raid boss until the final stage, and I just use my minigun mech to melt it. I really can't believe how easy this is. By now you know I am terrible at video games. I should not be able to do this, but finishing them off gets me ding trophy and 100% on that DLC, bringing us to the last one, the Arms Race. It's not a story DLC at all, it's just the rise of Fortnite, the rise of battle royales, the rise of extraction shooters. Borderlands said, oh, we can do that. Not as well though. We are in the Stormblind complex. It's a game show run by Axton and Salvador. We enter with absolutely nothing. We have to loot and fight to survive as the storm closes in around us, ending in a boss fight, and then you can extract 5 pieces of gear. There's no exclusive loot to this mode, it's the same what you get everywhere else. If anything, it's worse to make the mode harder. It's mostly white. The map doesn't change at all, so it just gets repetitive. The boss doesn't change at all, it's the same guy every time. That's the bare minimum, man, come on. It's genuinely more fun farming any other boss. There's more of a challenge, you get better loot from it, and it's quicker. Just one of these runs takes me 30 minutes for 5 pieces of gear. And the final trophy I need for this video, for the 100% of the entirety of Borderlands 3, is to extract 100 pieces of gear, which at 5 pieces every 30 minutes is a hell of a long time. Don't worry, I have a plan. It doesn't matter what you extract. It can be legendaries, it can be whites, the game doesn't care, and quite frankly, I'm never using them anyway, so neither do I. There is an extractor closer to spawn, but you can only take 3 items. I land to take the first things I can find, throw them in an extractor, kill myself, and go again. So much quicker. I thought about doing it the right way for the video, but respectfully, fuck that. After enough runs of this, we eventually get ding trophy. I can't believe how much we have done on this channel. It is crazy. Borderlands 1 100%ed, Borderlands 2 100%ed, Borderlands 3 100%ed, both Tales games 100%ed, the one-shot game 100%ed. We're now going on to Wonderland. So many plats, so many trophies, and if you liked the video, like it. If you love it, feel free to subscribe, and honestly, just try watching one of the other ones. You'll probably like that too. I swear each one has about 5 views. I have 4 subscribers as of writing this, so please consider it. Love you lots.